There is something living inside you. You can't see it. You can't touch it. But you hear it every single day. It's the voice that drags you awake at 3 a.m., replaying a moment from years ago like it's happening right now. It's the voice that whispers, "They're judging you," the second you enter a room. It is the unseen engineer behind your anxiety, your self-doubt, your hesitation. And the most dangerous part? You believe this voice is you. You assume this endless stream of commentary, worrying, planning, criticizing is your personality. You think your thoughts are reality. They're not. What you're actually living in is a mental simulation, a hallucination created by a mind running without supervision. Your body is here, staring at this screen, but your awareness? It's somewhere else entirely. Most of the time, you are trapped in a future that hasn't happened, rehearsing disasters that exist only in imagination. Or you're stuck in a past that no longer exists, dissecting old memories, trying to rewrite outcomes that are already permanent. And because you are never fully here, you are never fully alive. You exist like a ghost inside your own life. Most people never escape this. They live and die imprisoned inside their own skulls, ruled by a narrator they never chose. Society calls this being human. It isn't. It's a sickness, a disease of the modern mind. But here's the question no one asks. What happens when the noise finally stops? I'm not talking about fake positivity. I'm not talking about distraction or numbing yourself with dopamine. I'm talking about the most violent psychological shift a human can experience, the death of the false self. When you stop living inside your head, you don't just feel better. Reality itself changes. Colors sharpen. Time stretches. Your presence becomes dense, grounded, unsettling to people who are still asleep. You stop reacting. You start directing. But to reach that state, we have to dissect your mind. We have to expose the chaos you've been hiding behind politeness and distraction. Your mind will resist. It will tell you to skip ahead, to leave, to scroll. That resistance is not you. It's the parasite fighting for survival. Ignore it. Stay. Because the silence you want is hidden behind this discomfort. Here's a brutal truth. Most of your suffering is not happening in the real world. It's happening inside your head. Ancient Stoics understood this. Buddhist monks lived by it. Psychology is only now catching up. There's a concept called the second arrow. The first arrow is reality, a job loss, an insult, a rejection. It hurts, but it's brief. The second arrow is the story you tell yourself afterward. I lost my job, so I'm a failure. She didn't reply, so I'm unlovable. That mistake ruined my future. The first arrow hits once. The second arrow, you stab yourself with it repeatedly, sometimes for decades. Why do we do this? Because your brain was never designed to make you peaceful. It was designed to keep you alive. To the primitive brain, silence equals danger. So if there's no threat, it invents one. It scans for humiliation, abandonment, rejection, anything to stay alert. Anxiety convinces you that worrying gives you control. It doesn't. It only keeps you spinning. You're burning energy, destroying focus, and going nowhere. Living in your head warps reality. You stop seeing people as they are. You see them as projections of your fear. If you feel insecure, you assume others are arrogant. If you feel guilty, you hear accusations and neutral words. If you fear abandonment, you cling until people leave. Your relationships don't fail because of others. They fail because you're interacting with a mental version of them, not the real person standing in front of you. The cost of this is enormous. When you're lost in thought, you're absent from life. You don't taste food. You don't hear music. You don't feel connection. You skim existence instead of inhabiting it. And there's another cost power. A person trapped in their head is slow, hesitant, fragile. They overthink instead of acting. In any confrontation, the one who is fully present always wins. This is why elite athletes, warriors, and high performers describe peak moments as thoughtless. The mind goes quiet. Awareness takes over. Overthinking drains energy. Your brain already consumes massive fuel. When it spins nonstop, you wake up exhausted because you've been fighting imaginary wars all night. People sense this. Humans evolved to detect weakness. Anxiety has a smell. Absence has a vibration. You've felt it talking to someone who isn't really there. Now imagine the opposite. Someone still. Someone grounded. Someone watching without needing approval. That presence is intimidating, magnetic, powerful. When you stop living in your head, you become that presence. But first, you must face a painful truth. You are not your thoughts. Try this. Ask yourself, what will my next thought be? Wait, that gap, however small that, was you. The thought came after. If you can observe your thoughts, you cannot be them. You are the awareness watching the machine run. The mind is just a survival computer. Data flows through it constantly. The mistake is believing every line of code. Real detachment isn't emotional numbness. It's the ability to observe without merging. I notice anxiety instead of I am anxious. I observe sadness instead of I am sad. You don't silence the mind. You stop obeying it. Treat your mind like a deranged roommate. Let it scream. Don't argue. Don't engage. Starve it of attention. Eventually, it quiets down. Why do most people fail at this? Because suffering gives them identity. Without pain, who are you? Without your story, what remains? Letting go of the mind feels like death to the ego, and in a way, it is. This is ego death, psychological death, the collapse of the false self. The mind will panic. It will throw distractions, fears, memories. Let it. Stand still. This is the warrior's discipline. On the other side is freedom. When you live in the present, fear disappears. Fear needs the future to survive. In the now, there is only action. Tasks get done. Relationships deepen. Manipulation loses power over you. You become ungovernable. The voice won't disappear instantly. You trained it for years. The work is noticing, again and again. Each time you return to awareness, you strengthen it. One day, the narrator will fall silent. And for the first time, you won't think about the sky. You'll see it. There is a hidden enemy living inside you. It doesn't attack your body. It attacks your attention. It speaks in your own voice, so you never question it. It reminds you of mistakes at the worst possible moments. It predicts rejection before it happens. It creates fear where no danger exists. And slowly, silently, it hijacks your entire life. You believe this voice is your intelligence. You believe it's protecting you. In reality, it's imprisoning you. Right now, your body is here. Your eyes are on this screen. But your mind, it's somewhere else. It's replaying the past or rehearsing the future. You are almost never here. And because of that, you are living only a fraction of your life. Most people never realize this. They live decades inside their head, thinking nonstop, worrying nonstop, planning nonstop, yet feeling empty. They call it responsibility. They call it adulthood. But it's not wisdom. It's unconsciousness. Ask yourself honestly, when was the last time you experienced a moment without commentary? No analysis. No judgment. No inner noise. Silence scares people. Not because silence is empty, but because silence exposes truth. When the noise stops, there is nothing to hide behind. Here's the uncomfortable reality. Your mind is not your friend. It's a tool that has taken control. The human brain evolved to detect threats, not peace. If there's no danger, it invents one. That's why when your life is calm, your mind digs up old regrets. When things are stable, it imagines future disasters. The mind would rather torture you than allow uncertainty. This is why overthinking feels productive but leads nowhere. You don't solve problems in your head. You rehearse suffering. And the more you think, the weaker you become. A person trapped in thought hesitates. A person present acts. This is why confident people seem powerful even when they say little. Their strength is not in words, it's in presence. They are not lost inside themselves. They are here. But presence requires something terrifying. Letting go of your identity. You think you are your opinions, your trauma, your memories, your internal dialogue. You're not. If you can observe a thought, it cannot be you. Thoughts appear, you remain. Thoughts change, you remain. Thoughts argue, panic, predict. You watch. That watcher, that silent awareness, is who you actually are. The problem is, your ego hates this truth. Because without the constant narration, the ego dissolves. No story, no victim, no hero, just awareness. This is why silence feels unbearable at first. The mind fights back. It floods you with fear, urgency, distraction. It's not malfunctioning, it's defending itself. Let it panic. Do not engage. Do not suppress. Do not escape. Watch. This is real detachment. Cold, calm, precise. You don't identify with emotion. You observe it. Anxiety becomes sensation. Fear becomes energy. Thoughts become noise in the background. And slowly, something shifts. You stop reacting. You stop explaining yourself. You stop seeking permission to exist. Life becomes direct. You see a task, you do it. You feel anger, you don't become it. You hear criticism, it passes through you. Nothing sticks. This is what makes you dangerous. A person who cannot be emotionally hooked cannot be controlled. Marketing fails. Social pressure fails. Manipulation fails. You see the strings, so they don't work.